Hello. So, Christian, the
Hello.
stage is now yours. Right?
Yes. So I hope everybody can see my presentation. Well, first of all, welcome for being here. My name is Christian Liedtke. I work at KUKA, and I'm actually in the business here since almost 20 years. I spent a decade in managing productions and entire plants, and now nearly 8 years in consulting on operational excellence and things like that. So the topic of Industry 4.0 is not so new to me. And currently at KUKA, I manage our strategic alliances. But enough about me. Let's talk about our industry-focused work group that relates to the discrete manufacturing. So discrete manufacturing is everything except for oil and gas and things like that. So, you know, everywhere where you produce some pieces, some parts, that's what we focus on. And we took some time to actually find out what's the purpose of our work group, what is our vision, what do we do well. And I want to show you just some examples of that. So we want to enable our members to actually do something. We want to give them the material, we want to give them the possibilities, everything you need to actually achieve something, to achieve successful customer projects. We want to create business cases, and creating business cases is one of my favorite topics for the simple reason I don't like the word of use cases. You know, if I have a piece of wood in my hand and I'm looking for the right use case, I might build a door or so, or a chair or something like this. We want to create business cases, and this is a real difference, because we want to do use cases that relate afterwards into something that brings us money. So that's an important part. Now, we also want to actually, I lost something here. I'm showing you all the slides right now. One of the importances is we are cross-industry, we are cross-technology focused, we are focused on our customers, we are trying to really achieve some values. And what everybody always likes about our discussions is they're fruitful, we are working really together, we are really getting something to go. Now, how are we organized in our work group? We have a leads team, because it's a really broad field that we're talking about. So I'm taking charge of being the speaker of this leads group, but I'm also joined by Wolfgang Möller from the Intelligence, as well as Brandon Kelly from NRX, and Ulf Kottig from Trebik and Heemstedt. We have 4 sub-work groups, and the first one is an easy one because everybody has to be in there. It's called early adoption. A very important topic for us is we actually need to adopt those things that we're talking about. So we have to go into our own production and utilize the technologies we are talking about. Then we have 3 specific work groups. The first one is a content work group, which I'm also leading, which is actually trying to transfer what we are doing in a practical work and trying to transfer that to customers. So how do we put this into some kind of information? How do we design nice slides? How is actually a customer approach looking like, and things like this. And then we have a very important team managed by Oliver Prang from SNC. It's a technical requirements group, because now if you're talking about business cases, how should we do this? What kind of materials do we need? What does our technical work stream, and you are going to see some nice presentations tomorrow, what do they actually have to do to support this? And someone has to translate the business case to that. And then maybe they come with a solution that does not fit all the requirements. So then you have to negotiate, how do you get this together? So this is done by our technical requirements groups. And then we have the use case group. So before we actually can think about the business case, we have to think about the use case. We have to develop this, we have to focus on something like this. And this is led by Wolfgang Möller from Intelligence. And as you see, we have a lot of contributors in this work group. There are 17 of them all together. Now, I want to give you an example of what we are actually working on. And this shows you how we are working today. That's the way we collaborate. It's about being partners in our entire life cycle. And as you can see, the operator on the left-hand side, he has all different kinds of systems. And on the right-hand side, you have a service provider and people who provide material and things like this. But the communication is always just on demand. There's no common database. It's really, if I have a problem, I contact someone else. Now, what are we going to change with the Open Industry 4.0 Alliance? We are building a platform in the middle. And this is a major change because we are, at this point, we are putting the asset actually in the middle of this collaboration. And we're building up this platform actually by onboarding as many partners as possible into our network. And this platform then serves as something where you put in data, and once you need some kind of information, you simply acquire it from the platform. So it becomes an asset relationship. Now, what does it mean in the real world? If we look at one of our processes, it's of course maintenance. It's one that's always used as a good example. And right now, maintenance is really run to failure. It's a preventive thing. So if something breaks down, we're doing something. Yes, there are some methods like FMEA or things like RCM or so that help us, but we don't fully exploit the potentials, or we over-maintain assets. You also see that happening in manufacturing all over the world. What are we going to change with Industry 4.0? We try to move this preventive maintenance into a predictive maintenance, and from there even towards a prescriptive maintenance. We want to monitor everything that is done, everything that has to be done. We want to have an automated creation of maintenance orders. We need automated resource planning in order to fulfill them. And then, of course, we need support assistance systems, so like augmented reality. Why should a technician travel all the way to New Zealand to fix something that the janitor in New Zealand at this plant could also do if he has some AR glasses, and someone else back in, I don't know, Hamburg is just leaning back and guiding him in what he's doing. And for that, you need this database, and you need to bring things together. In most cases, it's not just one thing that's really breaking down. There are several parts you have to consider, and those parts come from different vendors. They are interacting. If you have a complex cell or a line, there are many partners in there, and the reason is not always the simplest. So, how do we bring this in reality? We are doing reference cases, and this gives you two pictures of one we've just done last week, where we worked at KUKA on a cell consisting of two HELA machining centers that are automated by a robot, and we also have some other nice features in there. And on the right-hand side, you see the team that actually worked on this use case, and our target was to actually optimize the runtime of this production cell. And we have a couple of partners. We have a couple of partners who try to solve the problem. And as you see, HELA, for example, is not a part in there, but we have a company called 3D Signals. And they're actually doing the onboarding, and they're doing the dashboards, they're doing the optimization. We have Fujitsu in there as provider of an edge gateway. And we have SAP in there, who's actually providing their asset intelligence network as a basis where we bring all this data together. And by that, we are pretty hopeful that we can improve our productivity of the cell. Now, this is actually my last slide, and I would just like to welcome you in our group. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I'm open for your questions.
So, Christian, thank you very much. I would like to continue, as we said, that we bundle the questions. So we have one more colleague, exactly. So we will hear from Benedikt Rauscher, yes, as one of the logistic workstream members, details what they do, how they do. And Christian, there are a couple of questions. You will be with us later on for the Q&A. So, and then we do not lose time for the demo, which we also have. So that's why I would say, let's go ahead. Thank you.